Hi everyone, Martin here from martinsmayhem.co.uk. I hope you're all well. Today we're going to be using the Cottage Wreaths stamp set and the coordinating dies which I have over here. They are the Country Wreath dies. So you can see, I'll just open it up. You have standalone dies as well as ones that coordinate with the stamp set. Fabulous. Both are available as a bundle and as a suite. I'm not using other products from the suite, only the bundle, but nevertheless. So, this video is part of a blog hop. The blog hop is a head start on, I can't speak, a head start on Christmas. So with that in mind, I was thinking Christmas cards, how can I make them simple and kind of easy? So I came up with this really quick fire 3x3 notelet, and I thought, okay, let's step it up. So then I stepped up a little bit, I did some embossing, added a little twine, added a matte layer. In the background as well, I used one of our blender tools. And then I stepped it up again. So we've got die cutting, more embossing, and yeah, it's really fun. So we're going to make this card today because I thought this would take 2 seconds. So let's make something a little bit more worth watching. And yeah, let me know which one is your favourite in the comments below. Right, so I think I have lost my blender brush. That's not a good start to the video. Let me just run around my desk. Ooh, pick it up. It's a good job I don't have a big room in it. Blender brush. So we're going to start. Let's move it out of the way. I put everything the wrong way around today. Let's put this up here at the top. I'm going to bring in my trimmer. My trimmer is my favourite tool. I am going to cut a piece of A4 crumb cake down to 3 inches. Now, when I do square cards is the only time I'll ever use inches. The rest of the time I'll be using centimetres. Now, did you know this edge here is exactly 6 inches? So I can just pull that in there like so. And I know that since it's 6 inches by 3, I can pour this in here and just score there and fold that over like so, and you have your 3x3 note card. Easy peasy. Now I wish this was big enough to do our matte layer. It's not. So you're just going to have to grab some scrap. So I'm going to use the rest of this. I'm going to cut this down at 3. Trying to remember what I did. 2.5. Was it 2.5? This is when I need a ruler. This is inches. No, it wasn't 2.5. It was 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and that's your matte layer. That's it, nice and neatly on there, like so. We're going to pop that up on dimensional, so once we've done the rest of our little bits. So I'm going to leave this piece of crumb cake here, and I'm going to bring in Evening Evergreen ink. This is my favourite colour, green. We currently offer. It is beautiful. It's got tones of blue in there, which is nice when you have a Christmassy green. And I'm going to grab the wreath there. So this stamp set is actually distinctive. For those of you who don't know, distinctive is the Stampin' Up name for all the little dots. The reason why they have all the little dots is so that they have a more, just press this down. I've missed a step. Flip it over and start again. I got carried away. The reason for the dots is it gives it a more realistic effect. Reach over. I'm going to grab one of my misters and I'm going to give this a little spritz. So it's moving everything out of the way. Okay, so all that ink is now pooling up on my stamp, and you're going to get a more of a watercolour effect when you stamp your image down. I'm going to press and just leave it to soak in a little bit, like so. Oh, that water was a little bit old. Okay, so that in comparison to that. Do you see the difference? It's subtle, but it's so much better. So, let's just get that on. And then the blend brush, I'm going to take a seat because, oh, getting old in my old age. Getting old in my old age, getting old, just in general. So I'm going to use one of our, that's the dirty end, we don't want that. Yeah, that's clear. Blender pens, these are fab. And all I'm going to do is work over very gently the more dotty shapes. So this is just going to blend that ink out just where you're putting your marker. But because it's distinctive, there's less ink in that area, which means you're going to get a naturally lighter tone. And now you don't have to do this, it is just an added step. Because I wanted to, I thought it steps it up a little bit more. Plus I like the effect of it. Okay, and let's just go over this bit a little bit more. And this bit. That didn't take long, did it? Literally seconds. And you just have to wipe it off at the end. Okay, so once that's done, fabulous. Let's do some die cutting. So there is a coordinating die for this shape. Let me bring in my custom emboss machine. Now this is fab, and I know I'm using the magnetic plates. I was lucky enough to get one. Hopefully they'll be available soon because I absolutely love them, and I know you will too. Now, I use this one here, these kind of ones, to kind of work out where my die needs to go. And you can see you've got two pointy out bits, but kind of make it go. It's longer this way than it is this way. So I know these bits are for this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. Says, oh, well, that's pretty good. Can't be that easy, surely. And I'm going to add my second plate, run it through. Cuts like butter. Is that what someone says? Pretty sure someone says that. And like so, you have your wreath. It's fab. It's so quick and easy. Now, I've got my bone folder. I have got a bone folder. Let's just reinforce that fold because there's nothing worse than a sticky up card. So this is going to be stuck on to our matte layer like so. I'm going to grab some dimensionals. I did grab some and they are here. And I'm just going to pop that in. Oh, I'm jumping ahead again. Martin, take a second, take a deep breath, collect yourself, and you've lost your pen now. There it is. So, I kind of had two options for the berries, okay? And I thought I could use our red rhinestones, which are gorgeous and super cute, but I wanted a few berries and I'm not that generous with my rhinestones. As you can see, this is all I've got left. Need to place an order. So I thought, let's use the cherry cobbler blend. This is the dark one. And all I'm going to do, he says, is pull off the pen tip. And I'm going to just do 3 little dots. Sporadically around the wreath. So can you see that if I hold it closer? So it is such a little different just to include some berries, but I think it's so effective. And it's just cost you a little bit of blending, which if you're like me, you don't use your cherry cobbler as much as you probably should. So that's that. Now on the example, you'll see that there's some twine, and I thought, how's best to add this twine? Because it was an afterthought, because I love twine, but I do forget about it. And I thought, it's on the card already, how can I get some twine in there? And I wrapped it round, and I thought that's a really cute idea, so I'm going to do it again. So there's quite a bit of empty space here between the berries, so I'm just going to pop this through, find a little nook and cranny that's give me some to play with, and wrap this round. He says he's just lost it. So I really love this sweet. And you know what? It's one of them sweets that you looked at and I was like, I really like that paper. Not a massive paper fan. If you know me, you know I'm not a DSP fan. I am more than happy with just my stamps and plain cardstock. But this paper is like gingham in all these fun colours, and it just works. It really does just work. So I've wrapped it round twice. Third time being with our tying up end, and I'm just going to tie it in a little bow. Bring that tail round, and you know what? I've outdone myself. That was a pretty good bow for take one. Ooh. Now, of course, you could just tie a bow afterwards and stick it on with some glue, but the added extra just is super cute. So I'm gonna just pull the tails taut. I like long tails, I do, but we'll see how long they are afterwards. So that's there. Now this can go up on Dimensionals Martin. So you guys, I need to know, do you love this card? Do you hate it? If you hate it, just let me know. And in fact, actually, I'll show you the sketch of the card because I did sketch the card out first. He says, where's the sketch Mayhem? And I sketched it out because, you know what I'm like. I am a nightmare with these things. So let's pop that into the centre, like so. Fabulous. Where's the sketch? Because I am a little bit anal in relation to my designs. And what I love about my sketch Mayhem as well is the fact that I'm encouraged to think about different size cards, because I tend to stick with normal bog standard C6, which isn't great. So by actually looking at square cards and 3x3, I've done a 4x4 card here, which I've got, well, it's not as the same, but it's similar. But I don't make different size cards. So this is really good for me. This is why I love this book. It encourages me to use them. I'll link to the book below so you can have a gander yourself. It's available in pretty much every single country that has Amazon. So I'm going to add a white ink splatter. I use normally Whisper white ink, but it takes a while to dry. So when I'm doing it quick, I use this Winsor Newton ink. It's white drawing ink. I'll find a link and I'll add it below. It won't be affiliated because Amazon don't want to be affiliated with me. Rude. So I'm just going to use an older inker, pick it up the ink and give it a little splatter. Oh, wow. Said a little. I went a little mad. But this stuff dries super quick and it keeps its pigment as well, and you don't have to water it down, which is always a plus. So while that dries, we'll go on to Stampin' our sentiment, which I've got no space for because I've just splattered that everywhere. But we're going to use cherry cobbler card, he says. Getting it. Now, I love cherry cobbler. I just don't use it enough. Have I got any tissue? Let's pick it up like that. Put it down. Tissue. No, but I have got somewhere. My watercolour rag. Ew, that would do. So, cherry cobbler ink. I'm going to get my Versamark ink pad because I'm going to do some embossing, and I'm going to use my embossing buddy. Now, have you guys seen that we have the trio of products available? So it comes with the little duster, like so. It comes with the tray, the embossing buddy, the tweezers, and so on and so forth. It's fab, but I have all my embossing powder in little tubs anyway. I'm looking for the sentiment. Anybody see the sentiment? It's here. So I'm just going to grab that small Merry Christmas. I'm going to ink it up in my Versamarker. Now, I'm not bothered about getting it straight because I'm going to cut it down afterwards and it's going to be perfect from there. So I have kept it to one side and I'll show you why in a second. But sprinkle over your embossing powder. Grab your heat tool. Now, is it switched on at the wall? It is. And that's it. How simple is that? And embossing is my favourite thing to do because it's so quick and easy and effective. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer again. So you know I said I'm not too fussed about it being straight. Although it looks pretty straight to me. I did well. It's a little bit of an angle, but that's fine. So I'm just going to cut it down afterwards. So, and there you have it. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to chop it off there. Carving up a little bit this side. Trying to make sure it's even. Like so. So there's that. And to make our banner, we're just going to use this bit. And we're going to pop that over the top like so. And we're just going to fishtail the ends. So, if I just snip in here and cut the fishtail. Now, if I did get it perfectly straight, which I haven't, I'm going to confess. This would sit on it perfectly, but it's not going to. So I'm going to pop one in the middle now. I've done one end. And I'm just going to pop it on here where I want it. So that's a bit too much. Like so. And then I can cut this side down and fishtail this end. Says. And then another dimension is just going to pop onto the back of that. Like so. Then bring in that, which is looking perfectly dry, which is fabulous. I'm just going to move the tails out of the way. And pop our sentiment in the middle, he says. Trying to get it straight. And then flip that over, pop some dimensionals on the back. One there and one in the middle. Peel them off. And then I always line up two, then the third one, and then the bottom one. And there you have today's card. So if I just zoom in so you can get a closer look. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you have any questions, please pop them in the description bar below. I'll pop them in the description bar below. Pop them in the comments below and I will be sure to get back to you. All the products used at my online store are available in the description bar below, as well as links to Sketch Mayhem, and I'll add the link to the Winsor Newton ink that I use. Super fun and super easy to get hold of. So yeah, on that note, if you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down, because I need to know that you don't like it. And on that note, I'll see you guys later. Bye.